Welcome to Estate Agent Power. Um, this training is for how an agent should do a viewing. To do a viewing is not actually as easy as some people they do, obviously. So they just go open the property to the client and let him check the property himself, waiting for him like to understand everything and know everything and just see what is in the property. Yeah, the client he already done that by seeing the pictures. Yeah, but the agent job is always to convince the client that that is the perfect place, right? So this thing of just opening the door and let the client to see the property himself, it really need to be avoided, and it really need to be take off to don't be happening in the future. So what you should do to do a viewing is actually the first step is, first of all, as soon as you have in the viewing, you can have two kind of clients. The client that you bring him from the office, yeah, that he obviously come, sit down with you in the office, you had a chat with him, and then you drive with him or you went with him by train to see the property. And then there is the other kind of client that he actually just meeting you there in the first time and he's seeing you in the first time. It's actually the same thing you need to do with both of them. There's just one small detail that is it needs to be changed. So with both of them, the first step, as soon as you book an appointment, as soon as you know that there is an appointment, the first step you need to do is send a notification to the tenant living there. Yeah, so if the property is not vacated, if there is someone that is still living in the property, so you must send them a notice saying that obviously you're doing a message the next day. And this is something that all the agencies know. So what you can put on this is just you can ask them to keep everything clean and everything nice and tidy, because obviously that will help to get the property rented very quickly. And it depends. Sometimes you can use some small tricks like will help us to get the property rented very quickly, and the process of your checkout is will be more quickly or something like this, to actually give him some impression to go and really clean the property and make it look nicer. For people that they rent chair accommodation like flat share, so obviously you need to call at least one or two of the tenant living there and just ask them to keep everything nice and tidy, and that will make your viewing be much easier. Obviously this is the notification is a very important thing, and send it first to avoid also having problem with the tenant when you go work there and it's like, oh sorry, I didn't have no notification, why you guys don't give notification, and then you actually give a bad picture to your client that is gonna be with you, if obviously then they don't know that you are coming. The second step here, it's obviously always go 10 minutes, 10 or 5 minutes before the meeting. Go 10 or 5 minutes before the meeting, in order for you to have time to check the property and see that actually everything is right, everything is good. If you see that there is some mess or something, that you can yourself clean it or make it look or obviously clean it or take it off, or at least make the property look a little bit much better. So just do it, that's what make you making money. You're working on commission. Don't worry if it is just you need to mop something very quickly or brush something very quickly. Just do it and make the property look nicer. Obviously, most of the time, this kind of problem you have it not with the vacated property, is the property that where there is tenant. Be careful to don't obviously touch the privacies of the tenants in one side. Obviously, if there is some mess that you know is need to be cleaned, so just clean it. It's fine. More likely, you will find this with like flat share than when full property management, because full property management normally they are families and they keep everything clean, and flat share they're like separate people, they just all professionals, they all work, and you don't find none of them in the property, you just need to work in and do everything yourself. With full management they always expecting you, and maybe one of the family or one of the friends is in the property waiting for you. Uh, so this is a very important thing. Yes, sometimes you have the client that it's absolutely is actually coming with you from the office, that you drove him with you to the property. It's not a problem to say to him, please allow me 5 minutes or 6 minutes or 10 minutes just to check inside the property that the tenant are there, and check that everything is okay, and then you can get inside. Yeah, so then you go inside, you check, as we said, you see if something you need to fix, you can fix it very quickly, or at least to have an idea 5 minutes before what is look like inside, like this, if you need to make them know that there is a problem or something that you can be fixed, you're already preparing yourself to it. Yeah, it's not like when you come inside with your client, you bought a few surprising, and then in your mind you don't have no idea how to fix this. Yeah, we will talk about that as well. So this is the second step. Yeah, third step is this third step is related to the client that obviously he wasn't with you. That is the first time that you're gonna meet him, so try to do a small warm-up. A small warm-up just to make him feel a little bit comfortable with you and everything when you are downstairs, before to bring him upstairs or in your way to the property or something, and then after you can just invite them to the flat. So step 4. So step 4, you invite the client to come inside. And you start showing him the property. Okay, so in this, when you start showing your client the property, you need always to remind them what is the good thing and show them to them in the property. Like, it's like, for example, like you can even say, okay, this is a wash machine, this is the fridge, it's very big, this is wash machine with a dryer as well, this is the oven here, is an electric one, or is a gas one, or wherever. I know they can see that things, but you telling them this, you convincing them on the meantime, you telling them, okay, the properties, this is got everything you will need, everything you will think about it. Because on that time that the client is working with you to the property, in his mind there is too many things, he needs to make a decision, you know, if it is a yes, if it is a no. So if need always someone to push that decision to be a yes, so that is your job. So you need to always push it a little bit, like to make it a yes, by telling them all these things. This is a very big, huge living room, as we said, and I'm sorry. So there is everything like as you wanted, and it's really nice. The area is really nice, and you shine, as you can see, and it's really safe and everything. So make them understand that whatever you said in the office is the same as the reality. Yeah. And then the fifth step, So here you need to obviously, as you finish doing the viewing, you need to ask your client if he's happy with the property, if he like the property. Yeah. Or if he like the property. Okay, so ask your client if you like the accommodation, and here you get two answers, obviously, either a yes, just gonna do it with the red because it's very important, a yes or a no. Yeah. So obviously when he's gonna say yes, then you're just gonna go reserve with him the do with him the reservation form and reserve with him the property.